Okay, well, it is 5 past, so it looks like we can go ahead and get started. Thank you again for joining us. This is our monthly checkpoint. We're glad you're here. We have a few things to get through on our agenda this morning, and normally we have Pete Vermeer is our MC, but he's not feeling super amazing right now, so he's with us, but I will be playing the role of Pete today. So thank you for joining us, and we hope Pete is feeling on the mend soon. So we have a wonderful team of folks here to support you. I am Kelly Wollstonecroft. I'm the communications person for Rhodes. We have Kayla Camelli, who's our Rhodes system admin. Jody Kramer is our EDI technical expert. Lisa Seiko is our junior system admin. We have Pete, who is our senior systems analyst. Justin King is our report specialist and research analyst. We have Anna Melcher. She's our report specialist also and data analyst. And then we have Mary Hurley, who's a support specialist, Cecilia Lobby, also in that role as support specialist. And all that means is that we have a really big team of folks here that are here to support you. We're working hard behind the scenes to make Rhodes a wonderful process for you, an experience for you. There are people in the inbox supporting you. So if you have questions, there's a whole team of people that are here to help you be successful in Rhodes. So, little icebreaker this morning to see if we're still all awake. I'm not sure that I am, but on the animal scale, how are we feeling this morning? It's 9, we're in a meeting. I think I am a 7, probably. Mary's a 6. 2, yes. I really also like number 1, the seal. That's pretty amazing. 4, a 7, yes, I feel that. Pete's an 8, yes. I love it. Well, good. Everybody's awake. Everybody's here. You are able to use the chat function. Please feel free if you have questions throughout, pop a question in the chat. We'll be monitoring that and getting back to you. Or there's a little hand raise icon at the top. Just pop your hand up if you have a question. We're here definitely to help you get your questions answered and for you to feel like you're getting information and supported. So this is our monthly webinar series. So if you were a MOTS person, we used to do our monthly MOTS CE or EDI webinars. So this is the same thing, it's just now Rhodes. And instead of CE, we're calling it our portal. And so we alternate every other month and we focus on portal one month and EDI on the other. So it's a really good way to stay informed and stay connected and get kind of all the latest information about Rhodes. So we're glad that you joined us this morning. We have other learning opportunities, not just this webinar, but we also have our Introduction to Rhodes, which is the second Wednesday of every month. This one is the first Wednesday, so we kept that same cadence for folks to make it easy to remember. So the second Wednesday of the month, we do the Introduction to Rhodes, and that's just kind of a real high level overview of what Rhodes is and the what and the why and the how. So that's great if you need a refresher or if there's somebody new on your team. It's just a quick kind of overview of what Rhodes is. And then we do a portal lab training, and that is typically somewhere at the end of the month. And it is a hands-on walkthrough of how to use the portal. So we have a demonstration time where you can watch different steps, and then there's a hands-on time for you to practice how to enter in data and add a client and things like that. So that's typically the last Wednesday of the month, but with holidays and stuff, it's, I think, the week before because of the holidays. So if that would be helpful to you, that's a wonderful hands-on training time. And then we have lots of resources on our website. We have a lot of tutorials, video tutorials. So if joining a webinar doesn't work for your schedule, we have tutorial videos that you can go through at your own pace, at your own time. And we also post recordings of our webinars on our website. So if you can't join or you missed it, you can watch if you want to. So tons of resources at our OHA page. And Lisa, thank you so much, just popped the link to that in our chat. So tons of resources. Go check it out if you haven't. And with that, I'm actually going to pass it over to Lisa.
Thanks, Kelly. It's also helpful if I'm not taking a giant swig of coffee right
I'm
before
sorry. I probably sprung that on you a little bit there.
Nope, that was my bad. That was poor timing on my part. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you and your time. We know it's valuable, and we are so glad you're here, like Kelly said. So you're going to see a couple of slides coming up about some of the latest roads, news, and alerts. So we have some upcoming portal maintenance coming up on this Thursday, December 4th, from 4:45 to 9:15. So during that time, the portal will temporarily be unavailable, and normal access will resume once the maintenance is complete. So if you could, well, one, you won't be able to access it, but if you're in there like around 4-ish, 4:30-ish, just remember you need to hop out so that you don't lose anything and so that update or you don't get the boot. For any details on any of the new or recent hot fixes or other improvements, you can go to the development update section of our resource. Words are hard this morning, sorry. Resources page. You can click on that link that I provided, the OHA Roads page, and you will find tons of information there about any of the hot fixes or anything you might be looking for about roads. And then the next extra is that, and you may have seen this if you're signed up for the Roads Navigator, which you can, thank you, Kelly, for putting the resources page there. If you haven't signed up for the Navigator, it's our newsletter. You can also find that on the OHA page. Just look for webinars and newsletters, and you can sign up for that. You'll get these alerts this way as well. We are doing a password update policy. So this is not only happening for our partners and external users, it is even happening internally. All users must update their passwords every 60 days as part of our updated statewide standards. What this means for you is that you'll be prompted to change your password every 60 days. So you might want to put it on your calendars or put a reminder somewhere that I got to change that password. If you've set up your multi-factor authorization, for those of you who have already accessed the portal, which I'll be talking about momentarily, you can also reset your password anytime from the password reset self-service one. And let me get that link and I'll drop it in here just in case. You want to give it a shot or keep it handy for future use. And it copied it super giant. So let me fix that so that it actually fits. And there it is. And again, MFA, if you're not familiar, I'll be chatting about that here in just a moment. So roads, things to note. When if you have requested it, a user request form in order to gain access to the road system. When in the form, it'll ask you for an external email or how to send your credentials to you for the person you're submitting. Please, it is so important to do this or to not do this. We cannot use shared inboxes for your MFA credentials or your login credentials. It's a security issue. Your login credentials should be kept in a secure place and only you should be using them. We don't want to risk any HIPAA violations or have anybody's health information being exposed unnecessarily. So again, for an example, if you have like admin at domain.com or front desk at, Lisa's Therapy, please, it needs to be a personal email we don't even, it doesn't have to be, preferably it would be best if it was a work email assigned with a unique identifier. But even if it's a person's Gmail or whatever, someplace where those login credentials can be safely and securely given to the person needing them. And moving forward, and it has been for a little bit now, if you try to submit, let's say somebody was using admin at organization.org, and then that person left your facility and you try to use it again, we cannot recycle them. And that's not even us. We don't have that capability. It is our info systems team, the service desk. They will reject the request. We can't give two different people credentials to the same shared inbox. So that's all I can say about that. It's just really important, and we don't want to have to delay your request any longer. So multi-factor authentication. So MFA, we love our acronyms here at the state. You're going to hear them repeatedly if you're in any other webinar, including this one. Multi-factor authentic. See, this is why we use acronyms. MFA is how you need, is the first step to accessing the Rhodes portal. You must, underline, have that configured first. If you have recently received your credentials and you tried to log in without setting this up first, you will not be successful. So our best suggestion is, once you receive your credentials from us, if you are waiting for your credentials, you will get 2 emails, one from our team giving you your credentials, which would be your P number, your partner number, and your UPN, or your state assigned email is basically what that is. You will get that information, and OIS will also say, hey, guess what? You now have these credentials as well. You will call the service desk at 503-945-5623. They've recently changed their option selection, so you will choose option 1. And I will give you a pro tip. If you call on a Monday or a Friday, your odds of being on hold or almost feeling like perpetual hold are pretty high. We've recently, agency-wide, have been upgraded to Windows 11, which means every single person that has a laptop or a computer is now switching over or returning a laptop and getting a new one. And I'm sure you can imagine the sheer amount of requests and help that people are reaching out just internally. If you hear the option to have them call you back, we have heard good feedback from providers that this is the best way to do it. It feels like, oh, I'm never going to hear back, but they will get back to you. And it's the best way is just click whatever option it is or put in the number for a callback. They will call you back. That's my biggest tip, my takeaway. Anytime you call the service desk right now, especially regarding MFA. And that's all I have to chat about. So I can hand it over to, I'm handing over to Kayla, correct?
Yes, we are moving to Kayla next for a Rhodes portal check-in.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kayla. I'm the Rhodes System Administrator, and we just wanted to provide a space for you all to have ask questions, or really just let you know that if you're having any trouble with the portal or you need help, feel free to reach out to us. We have been routinely adding new supplemental training materials to our website. We now have a pretty robust collection of video tutorials on our YouTube page that essentially will help you do anything from enter any type of data segment that the system collects. So we have updated data dictionaries, and the reference manual's been updated, so there's plenty there. But really, just as a reminder, we are here to help you if you're struggling or having trouble in the portal. And a question that we get quite frequently, in my experience, the last couple months, I've seen it a couple times, so I figured it would be beneficial to go over it really quickly for portal providers. For new folks that are new to Rhodes, and as they learn the data submission cadence, which is after a client has been admitted, an update is to be submitted at a minimum every 90 days. And this is so that we can see changes with that client over time. A lot of people will ask, how do I make an update to my client? And the answer to that question is by clicking into the episode of care. So you click into the active episode, you update any applicable fields that have changed since your last update. So you'll look through, maybe they moved, maybe they got married, maybe they got divorced, maybe they had a child, so there's an additional dependent. Those fields would be updated to the current status, and then you click submit, and that registers those changes. If there has been no changes, say you have a client who nothing on your Rhodes fields have changed, that's okay. We still want you to click the submit button so that we can register that you reviewed that record, and that everything on that record was current at that date and time. So it might seem silly to have to click submit. It's essentially just stamping that you reviewed it, because say nothing changes with a client for a year and you don't ever submit a record, we wouldn't know, the team and our reporting team at OHA wouldn't know if this record has been forgotten about for a year or if somebody was looking at it and that it was all correct. So this is just a way for us to document that the provider has verified the information and is correct as of that date and time when you click submit. And a message for burn providers. I'm pretty sure this is still me, but Kelly, tell me if it's somebody else.
This is
okay.
You.
Great. Access request updates. So most access agreements for burn providers are either done or in the process of being done. I have a couple that are in process right now. We are working on refining burn instruction for when reporting burn episodes and events will be required. When that information comes out, we will communicate that out to everyone. Once an access agreement has been completed for a burn provider, you will get an email asking you to fill out a form called a user request form. And this form allows us to request access, Rhodes access for a user that will be responsible for submitting data on behalf of your organization. EDI readiness. So submitting data today to Rhodes does not guarantee you'll be able to submit burn data for EDI. So EDI V2, if you have an EHR, they're likely already in communication with our EDI expert, Jody Kramer. But V2 EDI data dictionary has been published. If for any reason you think your organization needs that, reach out to the Rhodes inbox and let us know, and we can give you that link. It is updated on our website. So this is a portal webinar, but just in case there is EDI folks in here, if you don't have that V2 specifications, let us know and we can get you that information. And Jody, is there anything else that you wanted to add for burn providers regarding EDI, or did I cover it? Okay.
Nope, I think you covered it great. Yep, just checking with their EHR vendor to make sure is the best practice. The ones we are working with so far have indicated they're building it out, but it's always better to double check.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, and then now I am passing it over to, oh, I see a hand up. I was going to pass it over to Jody, but Kara.
Yeah, I was just curious if you could name the acronyms you used in the last slide, just so that I know what those acronyms stand for.
Kara, that is a great call in for us. We often use too many acronyms, so I'm really glad you said that, and we will update our decks accordingly. So BURN is an acronym for the Behavioral Health Resource Network, which is related to Measure 110. And it is essentially a bucket of funding that's getting pushed out to provide.
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay,
sorry to
you're
interrupt you.
familiar.
I'm a burn provider.
Okay, so you're familiar.
It's the EDI and then the roads V2 launches. So what's EDI?
Yeah, EDI stands for Electronic Data Interchange. So this is
Okay, that's what I thought.
two ways to submit to roads. You have the portal where you're doing it manually on your computer. Electronic Data Interchange is essentially your EHR compiling the data that
Okay.
we need and sending it to us.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kayla. And now we'll talk a little bit more about EDI. It's Jody's time.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Yeah, so we wanted some, now that we know what EDI is, so if your organization is using an EHR, electronic health records, that is either going to develop to be able to send through EDI like your existing EHR, or if maybe you're moving to a different system, a different EHR because, you know, a new system is fitting better with your business, you know, your model of care. So if you are looking at health records systems, and when we talk about the roads functionality, one of the things that I would definitely make sure as you're looking at different EHRs, you know, ask them what, you know, because oftentimes you'll talk to an EHR and it might even be their front end people, you know, that you're talking with, like the folks that are kind of more on the sales and that side of things. And they'll be like, yeah, yep, we submit, it's all good, it all works, no worries. I would recommend that you specifically ask these following kind of questions. You don't have to, but these are just lessons learned from others. And so we always like to share that forward so that you can, you know, miss any potholes, no pun intended, as you're going and looking at this functionality. So what is the actual business process? How does the EDI roads functionality work in that particular electronic health record system? You know, how does it work from the time, say, a client walks through your doors to the time the submission actually gets sent to roads? How much staff time will be required and who will need to do which steps? And the reason that we say this is because there's often this myth that once it's electronic, like there's no human that has to intervene, and sometimes that may or may not be the case. It's less likely to be fully like hands off, but it's good to know, like, where is that data captured in your electronic health record system when your clients come in? Where is it getting captured at? What are your workflows? Some systems send the files for you, some have you compile it, like Kayla was saying, it compiles the data and then the file gets sent to us. It's just understanding those, you know, kind of human staff touch points that have to happen to make sure that when your data comes to us, it's very meaningful, it's complete, and it's what you're expecting to have sent to us. There is absolutely no one way that is better than another. There's just a lot of differences in workflows between different systems. And so it's just great if you're looking at systems to ask these questions on the front end before you get further and then find out maybe they don't have EDI, right? So anyways, little extra nuggets there, golden nuggets while you're looking at systems. Project timing is something we want to know about because we want to make sure that we're running, walking, doing whatever alongside of you. We will make sure that the process for switching data submission methods is clear for you and your team and the different time points that we are going to do that. There is something called a secure file transfer protocol setup. And of course, you're seeing secure, a file is transferring. This is essentially a spot here at the state, kind of like your mailbox where you send mail, send your files, and you pick up files from us. And either you as a staff person or your system will be doing that for you. So we make sure that that setup is in place and ready to go. Client ID considerations, if you're going to a new EHR that might have newly assigned numbers. And so we'll talk about those IDs and if there's anything we need to do about that. like updating old ones. You might, this is kind of on your folks' side, but defining your business processes, like who's going to do what ahead of time is really helpful. So when you go live with your process, everybody's knows what, what basis they're on, who's doing which thing. We will test your files through EDI. And so if you pick a system that already has, say, like 10 customers, for example, and you're like, well, why do I have to test? They're already sending. Well, there's a lot of customization and differences that can happen. And we want to make sure that your unique setup does meet all of the mapping, and all of the mapping means that like whatever you put in on the front end is coming through with your file. There's a lot of pieces in between. So we make sure that your setup is meeting all of our needs. Testing those files we know that's pretty simple. We'll go through that with you so you're fully covered. You'll go live once your test files have been approved, and then we do follow-up, and follow-up can be like, weekly touch points for a bit, every other week, monthly. Sometimes once you're actually live, that's when the real questions kind of start coming in, like, well, what does this mean? Or what does that mean? Or how do I fix this? And so oftentimes providers and their EHR have found this to be helpful after they're live for like a month or whatever the timeline is everybody is, agreed upon. But myself, would be the primary person that you're working with. Pete Vermeer also is backing me up in this capacity. And we've both been here over 10 years in our current roles. So we will have you fully covered if you are considering moving from the portal submission method to the electronic data submitting process. So I hope that was made sense. Is there any questions? Any hands up? We do have a list of EHRs that have worked with us, and the ones that are submitting. So if you want that, we have sent that out or have it available that we can send out. Again, we have no preference on which system you use. So when you get the list, it's in alphabetical order. So we're just here to help you get your data into Rhodes. Okay, with that,
Yeah.
Kelly, I'll hand it back.
Thank you, Jody. Yeah, and that is all we have for today. And this is now a time for you. If you have any questions, need clarification on anything, please let us know. Otherwise, we have that Rhodes email address there that you can reach out to us if you think of anything later or have any lingering questions. I don't see anything else in the chat. I saw Patrice had a question, but it looks like Mary and Justin were answering that. Otherwise, we want to thank you for being here this morning and spending time with us and learning more about Rhodes. And again, there's that email address, and we are here to support you. So please reach out if you need anything. Otherwise, thank you so much. And have a wonderful rest of your week.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.